study's purpose is often to investigate the relationship between two variables. For example, do taller people make more money? Do magnets help relieve pain? Both of these questions have two parts. They have an explanatory variable, also known as a factor, which is the one that may cause or explain the differences in the response variable. The other is obviously the response variable. This measures the outcome of a study. So do taller people make more money? So does the height of people explain how much money they make, or does the money they make explain how tall they are? The one that makes the most sense is that height explains the amount of money that they make, or annual income. So the way I think about it is, height of a person may explain their annual income. The variable that may explain would be the explanatory. So in the next example, do magnets help relieve pain? Could the magnets explain the pain, or does the pain explain the magnets? The one that makes the most sense would be that the magnets explain the level of pain. So the use of magnets may explain the level of pain, making the magnets the explanatory variable. So we're going to look at two different scenarios. In the first scenario, for a sample of subjects, record the amount of exercise per week and the number of colds over a year. Suppose you find that more exercise is correlated with fewer colds. In scenario 2, half of a group of study participants are randomly assigned to exercise, while the other group is told not to exercise. The amount of time spent exercising and the number of colds experienced throughout the year are recorded. In both of these scenarios, the following are: the explanatory variable would be time spent exercising, because we think that that may explain the number of colds per year. So looking at scenario 1 more carefully, we see that this is actually an observational study. An observational study is a study that observes individuals and measures variables of interest, but does not attempt to influence the responses. In scenario 2, this is actually an experiment. An experiment is a study that deliberately imposes some treatment on individuals to measure their responses. So in the previous scenario, the subjects were already exercising, but in this example, we see that we are actually making people exercise and another group not exercise. The treatment in this scenario is exercise. It is possible for the treatment and explanatory variable to be the same. The researcher is imposing exercise among one of the groups in the study. A treatment is a specific condition applied to the individuals in an experiment. The group that did not exercise, did not get the treatment, is called the control group. So a control group is a group of subjects left untreated to compare to the subjects that were treated. Since this is an experiment, the individuals to which treatments are applied to are called experimental units. And when experimental units are human beings, we call them subjects. So the results are in. In our experiment, those who exercised had significantly less colds than those who did not. But it was discovered that many of the subjects assigned to the exercise treatment were also taking vitamin C supplements unbeknownst to the researchers. Vitamin C would be considered a lurking variable. A lurking variable is a variable that has an important effect on the relationship among the variables in the study, but is not one of the explanatory variables. Remember, our explanatory variable in this case is the amount of exercise. Lurking variables may cause confounding, in which case both the explanatory and lurking variables cause changes in the response, but we can't distinguish their individual effects. So we're not sure whether it was the vitamin C or the exercise that actually decreased the number of colds. Since we don't know whether the vitamin C or the exercise had an effect on the number of colds, vitamin C may cause confounding. Let's alter scenario 2 as follows. A study wants to see whether exercise and diet will affect the number of colds sustained in a year. The study tests 2 different diets, a high-protein diet and a high vitamin C diet, while also testing 3 different exercises: long-distance running, yoga, and swimming. Participants are randomly assigned to treatments, and the number of colds sustained in a year are recorded. In this scenario, there are now 2 factors, or explanatory variables: diet and exercise. We want to see if either of those may explain the change in the number of colds. The different diets and the different exercises are called levels. So the diets have 2 levels, high protein and vitamin C. The exercise has 3 levels, long distance running, yoga, and swimming. In this experiment, each treatment is formed by combining a type of diet and a type of exercise. Below shows all the possibility of treatments. When we have multiple factors like this, we often make a table like the one shown to show all possible treatments.